Hi guys, welcome back to Casually Crafted. My name is Ashley and this is Crafty Chat number 57. So today I don't have a whole lot to show you. This will probably be another pretty short video. I just have three-ish finished objects and not very many whips to show you and a few acquisitions. So the first two finished objects will be little clips because they were for gifts that I had to give away already. So the first one is I showed you pieces of it on my last video. It was the Umbreon Pokemon, and that was for my little sister. So I'll go ahead and insert a clip here of that. Hi guys, this is going to be just a real quick video showing you this Pokemon that I finished. I'm about to leave my parents' house, so I need to leave it here for my little sister for her birthday. Just a few things about this pattern, I guess. As I mentioned before, I might show a picture of the original pattern, but they used, everywhere that it's blue on mine, they used yellow and the eyes were red. But this is the version that my sister wanted, so I did blue. The only big issue with that part was these ovals here and on the face. I didn't read through the pattern all the way, and they cut those out of felt and just glued them on. Well, I didn't have a blue that was the exact same color as the blue that was in the tail and the ears, so I ended up just making chains. I think the front legs I did like 10 and then 12, and I think I did 15 chains for the face. This was a little bit hard to put together. The pattern didn't say like exactly how to put things together. I think his head's supposed to be a little more facing down, and you have to kind of squish the legs around to get him to stand up, but he's standing up, so I guess I'm kind of proud of that. So it was a little difficult to sew all together. Sorry, my parents live by a busy road. And like it had like these shoulder pieces that were just like one side, and then the rest of the leg was here, so I couldn't figure out exactly where to line them up. On the back, I accidentally put one on too far over, then there wasn't room for the other one, so I had to take that one out. I feel like he looks kind of funny. His head's slightly leaning this way, and like I said, this leg I have to kind of prop out to get him to stand, otherwise he won't stand. I feel like he does look kind of funny from the front, but most of the pictures show him from the side like that, and then his tail keeps flopping forward, so I've got to put it like that. So yeah, I'm glad that it's done. It wasn't like making the individual pieces is never that difficult for me. It's always just the putting it together. So I hope you enjoy that. Okay, so then I made another Pokemon, and this one was for my middle daughter. Her best friend is doing a Pokemon party, or he did. It was today. So I took that video this morning because I finished it yesterday, but then I was too tired to do a video last night. So this one's name is Snivy. I guess it's one of his favorites. I asked his mom which ones he liked, and she told me that one and Mewtwo, and I couldn't really find a pattern that I liked for Mewtwo that I could do in a week and a half. So, so I'll insert that clip here. Hi guys, I'm back again with a real quick video. I finished this little Pokemon. His name is Snivy, I guess. But it's a birthday gift for my daughter's friend, and his party is today. So I wanted to show you real quick before we wrap it up. So I'm kind of proud of him. There's a little bit of issues still with sewing pieces together and stuff, but it was made in a lot of different pieces. So we have like his body here, which had some interesting like back and forth rows in between the rounds to get the curve shape, and the tail was done separately. The two arms, this little I called it a collar piece here. It's not focusing. The two eye parts and the head. The head was made, you just carried the yarn, the cream and the green across, so you just switch back and forth. So my issue with that part is it kind of curves up like this on this side, and then on this it's not as curved, so it's not like even, I guess. And then just got a little piece of glue there. Yeah, then his two arms, his two legs, and then this belly part was separate and you added on extra, so you didn't carry the yarn for the belly. And then the eyes, they did like felted eyes with like leftover yarn scraps, I guess. And I just did felt, I cut out. So, and then on the back there was some surface crochet, so you had to make the green body part and then do this down it, like slip stitches down there. And before it was stuffed, and then you stuffed it, and yeah. So I'm glad he actually stands up, and the pattern I used, I'll put a link in the description box below, but they had slightly different colors. They had more of like a bright green, and then this was more of a tan, and then like a bright yellow. The yarn I used, I started this while I was at my parents' house last week, and so I went to Hobby Lobby to look for yarn to use for it, and I'll show that when I do my actual video, but they're just like little mini skeins, because I couldn't find the right colors, or the colors that they used. But I did look online at just pictures of this Pokemon, and I feel like my colors are fine for that. So yeah. So I'm not sure if I put his arms on correctly. It wasn't, I mean, they are a little off-centered. Like from the front, he looks kind of goofy because he's tilted sideways, and then his nose mouth thing is twisted, but that's okay. We just look at him from the side and then he's cute, right? But yeah, so that's my little Pokemon I made. My second little Pokemon I made for this video, I guess. And then, like I said, here, the yarn that I got at Hobby Lobby was this Yarn Bee Mini Maker. And so they're just these, they were $1. This one's just called Green, and it's a medium 4-weight, and it's just 100% acrylic, and it's 65 yards. So I got 2 of the green, not really knowing how big the pattern was going to be to start with, but I didn't even finish one. And then the yellow is just called Yellow. That's blowing out a little bit. It's a little kind of almost gold yellow, but. And then this one is called Ivory. Kind of a creamy color. Yeah, so maybe I'll post a picture here of like pictures I found online of what he would like, the colors he was supposed to look like, because it was a little different than what the pattern chose to use for their colors. Yeah, so I gave that to him today, and he liked it and was excited. So that are my two main finished objects. That's the word. I've also been working on, I made a bunch of summer themed towels, and I have a few more that I'm working on that were orders. And then my cousin asked me to make her some water balloons. She wants a set of 10. So what I did was, these are all made with Bernat blanket yarn. And I had this one, an Ogo. I got it clearanced at Michael's last year for like $3, I think it was. And this is the color Atlantic. So it was basically just these 3 colors together. And in general, I plan on getting 15-ish water balloons from each ball. The 10.5 ounce balls, so the bigger balls. This time I managed to get 17, so I got 5 of each of the main colors, and then 2 that are like half and halves. So she wanted just 10, so I'm gonna give her just 5 of one, 5 of the other, keep these 5, and then these extra 2 just have on hand. And I'll post the link to the tutorial or the pattern that I use down below. I think I use a smaller hook size than what they use, and I think that's the only change that I made to that pattern, but I have it memorized at this point. So I've made about 1 million for my mom, and she wants me to make more, but she always buys the yarn for it, so she pays me for the time, I guess, that it takes to make it. I do have one other finished object to show you, but it's in a different room, so I think I'll do that in a minute because I don't feel like getting up. So for acquisitions, we were at my parents' house last week, and we went to a thrift store. And this thrift store we go to a lot. Sometimes has yarn at good prices, and sometimes doesn't. Other thrift stores sometimes just have like a giant bag of yarn for a certain price. This one, like every individual ball of yarn is in its own little bag, which could be good or bad depending on what it is. Unfortunately, what I found wasn't on the half off color that day, but that's okay. There was a lot that I didn't get because I didn't feel like it was a good enough price. So this one is a Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK. It's still in the plastic. And the color is Irish Rain. And I'm assuming that's a full ball because the thing's still on it. And it was $1.49. So I figured normally $5, $1.49's pretty good price for that. And then the other one I got is they actually had a bunch of these Bernat blanket. And so I can make more water balloons. This is the color Teal Dreams, and they had a bunch of like this specific one, so somebody must have just got rid of a bunch of it. But it was $6.99. So, well, yes, that's kind of a deal when it's like not on sale. They normally run like $11.99 at Joann's. I could use like a 40% off coupon and get it close to this price. So I only got one. I didn't feel like if it was half off, I probably would have got a lot more because they do different colors every week. I think it's once a week, not every day. That is the color of that week. That would be half off, but it wasn't blue that week, so so I didn't get more. My other acquisitions is I guess I won a giveaway through Carrie Penny from the Happy Crafty Homemaker. I always stutter over that word, that name. She did her Spook Your Spring make along, and I was one of the random winners. So she sent a little package of Halloweeny things. So I have pulled everything out once, but I haven't really touched it because I wanted to not forget where everything was. So there's 2 things of these Red Heart minis, and they're Halloweeny colors. My lights are being weird. Let's see where the colors are in here. I don't know. Oh, this one's called Boo, and this one's called Monster. So that's those. And there's this little Halloween crafts stickers, felt stickers. Sorry about the lights, I don't want to mess with them. This is a skein coat, so that's fun to put over a skein of yarn so it doesn't fall apart as you pull it out. This one is little, I don't know, I don't want to get them out, but they're like there's like little bats, and maybe I'll pull those out. Hold on. Okay, so it's actually a little bracelet kit. So these are all beads. So it has a little cute little bat. Look at her little eyeballs. Let's see what else. then just some circles. I'm pretty sure they're glass, so I'm going to try not to break them. It's like a little mummy head. And some other little circles. So that's fun. Alright, then there's some ribbon that has Halloween words on it. There's glitter. Come on. There's some jingle bells in Halloween colors. Oops. There's a notebook that says Los Angeles on it, and it's just a lined notebook. And then also a yarn is a lifestyle yarn inventory type book thing. And then she sent a cute Halloween card, and she wrote on a what's it called, index card on the inside, so that I could reuse this and send it to somebody. That's the inside. Guess I should show you the cute front. So yeah, that is everything in that. So that was exciting. I don't win things often, so it's always kind of fun to get a little surprise like that. Yeah, I think that's everything. So I'm going to go show you my other finished object, which isn't yarn related. So if you don't care, you can stop watching now, I guess. But I will be right back. Okay, so don't mind the mess in the background because I haven't been making my kids clean very well lately. So I found this trunk at a garage sale for like $5, and I was super excited. And then when I got it home, I realized the reason it was $5 was because there was like a giant chunk taken out of part of it, and they had just duct taped over it. And the duct tape was like the same color as the like original covering. So I like didn't even notice. Like I think I was just distracted by my kids, and it was like, that's a good deal. And so I just grabbed it, and they didn't say anything. So I decided to and I'll post a picture of what it looked like before. Don't mind my 2-year-old sitting in it, but so I decided that I needed to redo it. So I took all of like this trim off and all the hardware and everything off, and then took off that, it's like a woven weird whatever covering on that was on it. I took all of that off, and then this is basically like contact paper. I bought it off of Amazon. I have some of the extra here. It's more tan than you're seeing there. That's like really light because my lighting's weird. So yeah, so I had to buy a second roll because I ran out doing the bottom part before I got to the lid. But yeah, I just put that on, and then I did have a staple gun to restaple the original trim on right here and here and the bottom. And then I just put all the hardware back on where it was. And I did paint the inside. So originally just this part was painted like a dark brown, like this color. And all of this inside and this inside was just straight like plywood basically. So I decided to paint it, at least to like keep people from getting splinters and stuff, I guess. My plan for this is to put it in our guest room and maybe put extra blankets in it. I don't really know yet. But that was the original idea. So but the paint right now still kind of stinks. So it's just regular craft paint, but I might leave it open for a little bit to see if it'll air out, because I don't want to put blankets in it if they're gonna like soak up the paint smell. But anyway, I forgot what I was going to say about it. What else I was going to say? Yeah. So I struggled putting these corner things back on because, like, this one you can see there's like a huge gap right here. And some of the other sides have gaps like that. And I don't know if it's just because the original stuff that was on it was thicker, or if I put them back on the wrong corners or the wrong way, but that's the best I could do. So it will work for its purposes. I did, when I was putting the lid back on, I accidentally dropped it and it gouged a hole right here. So I do have a little just patch over that. And the top, you can't see it very well in the video, but in person you can see this line where the two pieces of contact paper come together because it wasn't wide enough to go all the way across. But yeah, so it's not perfect. Like, you can see like imperfections of the wood underneath some of these spots that I didn't really realize until I was done. But I've never done anything like this before, so I'm calling it a win for now, and I can always redo it at another time if I need to. These rolls of contact paper were like $7, and then a $5 trunk. So not the cheapest project, but not the end of the world project either, I guess. So yeah, and then that's a headboard and that we just got for free from from some friends, and we need to put those in our guest room too. But my husband just left for work, so we'll see when that gets done. But yeah, that is my only other finished project because I really needed another project in my life. But I wanted to get it done before my husband got home from work this last time, so I did it, got it done just in time. And he's like, "What is this?" Yeah. Okay, so I was like awkwardly babbling there at the end, so sorry about that. I did have one work in progress that I can show you. It's probably not much more done than the last time I showed it to you, because at that point school had just gotten out and I had been working on it at least one row a day, and then school got out and I got busy with other things and I haven't been working on it very much. So I really don't know if I'm going to get it done in time for the county fair at the end of July. I tried to work on it on the drive to and from my parents' house. It's about a 6-hour drive. And I think I did maybe 3 rows there and 3 rows back because I get sleepy when we drive in the car. And it was just too, like, as I'm putting in the stitch markers and counting and all that stuff, like, I'm fine to stay awake. But then as I'm stitching, I start like nodding off, and then I kept finding mistakes. And so I was like, I need to just take a break. So, not sure if I'm too close to show you very well, but we'll see what we can do here. So here's about half of it. Oops, making things fall off the table. So yeah, you can see the pattern starting. This is the nativity blanket. It's a Mary Maxim kit. And let's see what row I'm on. 44. I'm on row 44 out of, I think it's like 116. I'm not sure if it says. I counted once though. Yeah, sorry. You continue to follow the graph until 116 rows of the graph have been completed, and then you do a border. Yeah, so I'm only on row 44 of 116, and I might need to do the math and see how many rows I have to do a day to get it done before July 29th. So we'll see if that happens. I'll still keep working on it. I mean, I don't have to put it in the county fair. I can just give it to my grandma for Christmas. Um, but yeah, I think I still am on my second ball of yarn, and I have 6 balls of yarn, so not going very quickly on that. So I either need to go faster or just realize it's not going to get done for that and decide. Um, anyway, yeah, I think that is everything. Once again, I'm recording in a weird spot because my house is a complete disaster because the last few months have been ridiculous and I can't keep up with anything. And now it's summer and it's like almost harder. So, yep. I think I'm gonna go and I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you for watching and subscribing and all that stuff. And I will talk to you on the next video. Bye, guys.